A delicious plate of fish on the dining table can be a gift for your health, but it can also be a silent killer as you grow older. Did you know that not all types of fish are safe for your health, especially for older adults? Some types of fish that seem nutritious can actually pose hidden dangers to your heart, your memory, and can even speed up the aging process without you realizing it. In today's video, I am going to reveal to you 7 types of fish that older adults should absolutely avoid no matter the circumstances. This list is based not only on the latest nutritional recommendations, but also on research warning about the risks of heavy metal accumulation toxins and other serious health hazards. Before we dive in, take a moment to leave a positive comment below, something like, "I choose safe foods to live a healthy life every day," or any good wishes you might have. And do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you will not miss any valuable tips on senior healthcare. Let us create a space full of positive energy together so we can live longer, live healthier, and live happier. Now let us find out which types of fish we need to avoid right away. First, shark. The shark is one of the largest predatory fish in the ocean, famous for its long lifespan and strong adaptability. However, beneath that powerful appearance lies a serious health threat to humans. One of the biggest problems with consuming shark is the extremely high level of mercury that accumulates in its body. Mercury is a naturally occurring heavy metal found in the environment due to volcanic activity, soil erosion, as well as from human sources such as coal burning and industrial production. Once released into the environment, mercury transforms into methylmercury, an organic form of mercury that easily accumulates in marine organisms. Sharks, being at the top of the food chain, consume large numbers of smaller fish that already contain methylmercury. Over time, this leads to a high concentration of methylmercury in the tissues of sharks. When humans consume shark meat, they introduce large amounts of methylmercury into their bodies, leading to various health issues. Especially for older adults whose nervous and circulatory systems have naturally weakened over time, additional exposure to neurotoxins like methylmercury can accelerate the aging of nerve cells. This can result in memory decline, loss of motor coordination, and an increased risk of developing neurodegenerative diseases. Methylmercury does not only impact the nervous system, it also severely affects the cardiovascular system. Scientific studies have shown that high exposure to mercury can damage the endothelial lining of blood vessels, leading to hypertension, atherosclerosis, and a greater risk of heart attacks or strokes. For older adults, these risks are even more serious because their body's self-defense mechanisms have diminished. Another alarming feature of methylmercury is its long-term accumulation in the body. Unlike some toxins that can be quickly eliminated, methylmercury binds tightly to proteins in body tissues, especially nerve tissue and muscle tissue. The elimination process is extremely slow and can take months or even years. Moreover, sharks often live in deep sea areas where environmental pollutants tend to concentrate. This increases their exposure and accumulation of other heavy metals and toxins, such as lead, cadmium, and arsenic. Consuming shark therefore not only introduces methylmercury into the body, but also various other toxins, putting a tremendous metabolic burden on the liver and kidneys, organs that naturally weaken with age. Second, imported catfish. Most imported catfish are raised in poorly maintained pond environments where the water is stagnant. The fish are overcrowded and the water is often heavily polluted. During farming, to reduce the death rate and promote rapid growth, many producers use banned antibiotics, growth enhancers, and chemicals that are not permitted in the food industry. These antibiotics not only remain in the fish's meat, but also contribute to the development of antibiotic-resistant bacterial strains. For older adults whose natural immune systems gradually weaken with age-consuming food, contaminated with antibiotic-resistant bacteria increases the risk of hard-to-treat infections. This can lead to serious consequences, such as sepsis, pneumonia, chronic urinary tract infections, and even life-threatening conditions. Unlike younger individuals, seniors face greater challenges in recovering from infections, because their response to antibiotics is significantly reduced. Beyond the bacterial risks imported, catfish also pose the danger of chemical contamination. Harmful substances like preservatives, growth chemicals, and even heavy metals from polluted waters can remain in the fish. Over time, accumulation of these toxins in the body can disrupt metabolism, damage the liver and kidneys, and increase the risk of chronic diseases such as cancer, cardiovascular conditions, and nervous system disorders. Additionally, catfish are known to rapidly absorb pollutants from their surroundings. Since older adults have slower metabolic rates, these harmful substances tend to remain in their bodies longer, allowing for greater bioaccumulation and long-term health consequences. Once vital organs like the liver and kidneys are damaged, the body's ability to detoxify is drastically reduced, leading to further problems such as high cholesterol, memory loss, and increased susceptibility to recurring infections. To minimize these risks, nutritionists and public health experts strongly advise older adults to choose fish from reputable sources with clear certifications of safe and clean farming practices. Avoid consuming cheap imported catfish of unknown origin, even if they are advertised as clean or pre-processed. Prioritizing safe, tightly controlled food sources not only helps prevent food poisoning, but also protects the immune system, prolongs lifespan, and enhances the quality of life in old age. Third, escolar. Blackfish, more commonly known as escolar, is a type of fish that catches attention with its sleek appearance and rich, oily flesh. However, behind that attractive look lies serious hidden health risks, especially for older adults whose digestive systems become more sensitive and whose immune systems weaken over time. Escolar contains a special type of fat called gempilotoxin, an ester of unsaturated fatty acids. The danger is that gempilotoxin cannot be digested or absorbed by the human body. Unlike other natural fats, this fat remains almost completely intact after entering the digestive tract, neither converted into energy nor beneficial nutrients. Its persistent presence in the gut causes severe digestive disturbances, the most common being oily diarrhea, bloating, cramping, and prolonged discomfort. For older adults, these effects are much more severe. As the digestive system becomes less efficient, with age, eliminating indigestible substances becomes increasingly difficult. When large amounts of gempilotoxin accumulate in the colon, they overstimulate the intestinal walls, leading to uncontrollable diarrhea. Prolonged diarrhea can quickly result in dehydration, electrolyte imbalances, fatigue, weakness, and even life-threatening conditions if dehydration is not corrected promptly. Besides mechanical impacts on the digestive system, long-term dehydration severely affects other vital organs in seniors, such as the kidneys, liver, and circulatory system. The kidneys must work overtime to compensate for water loss and filter the blood, increasing the risk of acute kidney failure. The liver, responsible for detoxification, also faces greater pressure, becoming more vulnerable and less functional when dealing with an excess of waste products. Another important point is that gempilotoxin remains stable in the flesh of escolar, regardless of how it is prepared, whether fried, grilled, steamed, or boiled. This means that no matter how carefully the dish is cooked, the risk of digestive disorders from consuming escolar remains a constant silent threat. Fourth, tilapia. Tilapia is one of the most popular freshwater fish on the market, thanks to its low-cost, abundant supply and versatile cooking options. However, behind that simple appearance, tilapia carries many hidden health risks, especially for older adults if not chosen and used properly. One of the biggest concerns with tilapia is its unhealthy fat profile. Unlike fish rich in omega-3 fatty acids such as salmon or sardines, tilapia has a high proportion of omega-6 fatty acids. Consuming too much omega-6 without balancing it with enough omega-3 can push the body into a state of chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a fundamental factor that increases the risk of serious conditions in older adults, including atherosclerosis, type 2, diabetes, arthritis, and certain types of cancer. Additionally, research shows that a diet high in omega-6 can raise levels of low-density lipoprotein cholesterol, often referred to as bad cholesterol in the blood. High low-density lipoprotein cholesterol combined with a sedentary lifestyle and the natural aging process accelerates plaque buildup in arteries, narrows blood vessels, and increases the risk of heart attacks and strokes in seniors. Therefore, consuming tilapia frequently without proper control can unintentionally worsen lipid disorders, a health problem already common in this age group. Furthermore, tilapia can carry harmful toxins that once inside the aging body can damage cells, disrupt hormones, harm the liver and kidneys, and further weaken an already declining immune system. Heavy metals such as lead and mercury can accumulate over time in body tissues, leading to serious outcomes like impaired nervous system function, cognitive decline, increased risk of dementia, and chronic cardiovascular diseases. Adding to the concern, many tilapia farms today use artificial growth techniques involving hormones to shorten farming time. If not carefully controlled, the use of hormones can leave residues in the fish meat. When older adults consume foods containing excess hormones, it can significantly increase the risk of hormonal disorders and even contribute to the development of certain types of cancer. Nutritionally, while tilapia does provide a good source of protein, its levels of essential micronutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, and selenium are lower compared to many other types of fish. Fifth, big-eye tuna. First of all, big-eye tuna are known for their long lifespan and large size. Because of this, they accumulate a significant amount of mercury from the environment and from eating smaller fish over their lifetime. The mercury concentration in big-eye tuna is often much higher than the allowable limit, and consuming this fish regularly can lead to heavy metal buildup in the body. For older adults whose natural detoxification processes have already weakened mercury, can easily cause nerve damage, memory loss, motor disorders, and an increased risk of stroke. Aside from the threat of heavy metals, the way big-eye tuna is typically prepared also presents a concern. This fish is often eaten raw in dishes like sushi or sashimi. Eating raw fish always carries the risk of bacterial and parasitic infections. Pathogens such as Salmonella vibrio and anisakis can cause intestinal inflammation, severe diarrhea, or food poisoning. Moreover, big-eye tuna contains higher fat levels than many other types of tuna. While some of that fat can be beneficial to health for older adults who already have underlying conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, or lipid disorders, consuming a high-fat fish can worsen metabolic imbalances, speed up the process of arterial plaque buildup, and lead to additional cardiovascular complications. In terms of nutritional value, big-eye tuna does offer high-quality protein, vitamin D, and omega-3 fatty acids. However, when weighing the potential risks, especially when eaten raw, the benefits are not enough to offset the health hazards for older adults. Sixth, swordfish. One of the most notable features of swordfish is its long lifespan and its position at the top of the deep-sea food chain. This means that throughout their life as predators, swordfish continuously absorb and accumulate environmental toxins such as heavy metals, industrial waste, and harmful microorganisms. The longer they live, the higher the level of these contaminants in their bodies. For older adults, whose immune systems, livers, and kidneys have already experienced functional decline, introducing additional toxins from food dramatically increases the metabolic and detoxification burden. Not only do these toxins cause immediate harm, but they also quietly accelerate the cellular aging process, hinder tissue regeneration, and promote chronic inflammation, the foundation of many dangerous conditions like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. Moreover, some studies have indicated that regular consumption of large marine fish like swordfish can disrupt lipid metabolism, increase levels of bad cholesterol in the blood, create hormonal imbalances, and raise the risk of developing atherosclerotic plaques. These changes can rapidly lead to serious cardiovascular complications, such as heart attacks, strokes, or neurological deterioration. On top of that, swordfish poses a high risk in terms of food safety. Due to its large size and thick flesh, swordfish is difficult to keep properly chilled throughout its entire body, unless extremely strict storage procedures are followed. The deep inner flesh is particularly susceptible to bacterial contamination, by pathogens like Vibrio or Salmonella. If swordfish is not thoroughly cooked, these bacteria can easily cause food poisoning a risk, especially dangerous for older adults with weakened immune defenses. While swordfish does provide a good amount of protein and beneficial omega-3 fatty acids, the hidden dangers from toxins, microorganisms, and metabolic disturbances make it far from an ideal choice for senior nutrition. 7th, king mackerel. For older adults, consuming king mackerel poses serious health risks that many people are not fully aware of. King mackerel is one of the marine fish species with the highest levels of mercury. When this mercury enters the body, it quickly has a negative impact on the central nervous system, which controls all basic and complex life functions. The presence of mercury in the blood damages nerve cells and disrupts the transmission of signals within the nervous system. This leads to a significant decline in cognitive and motor functions. Common symptoms include memory loss, difficulty maintaining focus, loss of balance while walking, trembling in the hands and feet, and various other complex movement disorders. For older adults who are already facing the natural decline of nerve function, the additional effects of mercury further accelerate neural degeneration, making the risk of losing independence in daily activities even more pronounced. But the danger does not stop at the nervous system. Mercury also has the ability to cause serious damage to the cardiovascular system. Once inside the body, mercury promotes inflammation within the blood vessel walls, increases the production of inflammatory agents, and accelerates the formation of atherosclerotic plaques. These plaques gradually accumulate, narrowing the blood vessels and obstructing blood flow. When circulation is compromised, the risk of severe events like heart attacks, strokes, or brain ischemia rises significantly. Unlike acute toxins that cause immediate reactions, mercury poisoning often progresses silently without any obvious symptoms in the early stages. Small amounts of mercury consumed each time may not cause noticeable acute symptoms, but over time, this accumulation can quietly reach dangerous levels. By the time neurological or cardiovascular damage becomes clear, the health condition is usually already serious with injuries that may not be fully reversible. Thus, we have now uncovered 7 types of fish that older adults should absolutely limit or avoid consuming to protect their long-term health. Although fish is generally considered an excellent source of nutrition, not all types are safe. For the aging body, these harmful agents can seriously impact the cardiovascular, nervous, and immune systems, as well as overall longevity. Understanding and applying this knowledge when choosing daily foods is a simple yet extremely effective way to prevent diseases, maintain mental clarity, preserve health, and continue enjoying life. A smart diet is truly one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself and to your loved ones. Before we wrap up, let us spread some positive energy by leaving a comment with an affirmation. For example, I prioritize clean foods to live longer and healthier. Or any phrase that shows your commitment to self-care. And do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you will not miss out on valuable health tips for older adults. Let us stay together on this journey to build a community full of knowledge, love, and vibrant life every single day.